It's a high-profile murder. The suspect attacked the victim, and he is now deceased.
Murder in Stone Oak. The founder of Las Palapas stabbed to death in his own home. Police say a family argument turned deadly, and the suspect was a relative caught after a multi-county manhunt. What we've just uncovered right now.
And this morning, we got another man fighting for his life after a brutal stabbing outside of a North Side hotel. What we know about that late night attack, the suspect on the run, and the search still underway.
And we are back on a Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
There you go.
Welcome to GMS Day. Easy for me to say.
Hey, no, Ernie's back with us, man, and we're keeping it rocking right now. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And again, the weather outside is going back and forth on us. So meteorologist Justin Horn, we're talking about more rain?
Potentially, Jeffney. Yes, we had some yesterday, not so much here in San Antonio, but west of town, some good numbers. And we still have this corridor of moisture that continues to just kind of feed up through the area. And even this morning, we have some showers on the radar. Also of note, a lot of cloud cover. You see all the clouds here. So this is just really a lot of tropical moisture that just continues to feed up into the area. And you've got showers right along the Rio Grande, stretching from Eagle Pass up into our viewing area. And a little closer look here, we do have some showers out near Divine and Hondo. And we may see a few develop here in San Antonio. Can't rule it out for the morning commute. So just be prepared for that. Like we've said last couple of days, you have the umbrella, in the back of your car just in case you need it. It's going to be a situation where we just get some of these passing downpours. But I can tell you, too, we brought rain chances up to 40% this afternoon. Situation calls for it, just the way the atmosphere is set up. So 86 noontime, 2 p.m., 89, 90 this afternoon. That's it. That's a good number for July with a 40% chance of rain. And, oh, by the way, we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll show you that forecast and another update on the July 4th forecast here in just a few minutes.
All right, so thank you. Well, this morning it is a heartbreaking day for fans of Las Palapas after sources confirmed to KSAT that 78-year-old Ron Acosta, the founder of the popular local restaurant chain, was killed at his home.
So we first told you about this story in the 5 o'clock news yesterday. Acosta was known for the many charities that he helped support. A warrant says that the suspect is 39-year-old David Ruiz, who they believe is a relative to Acosta. Now, he is in the Kimball County Jail awaiting extradition later this morning here in the Bexar County. Less than 24 hours after we first arrived on the scene, here's what we know. This happened inside a gated community off of Blanco Road in 1604 yesterday. KSAT learned that Acosta was the victim of the crime from sources and an arrest warrant. Police have not identified Acosta, but have been calling this a high-profile murder.
Now, the arrest warrant went on to say that Ruiz was living in California and contacted Acosta's son, who invited him to San Antonio. On Monday, Ruiz told Acosta's son that he was 2 hours away and would be staying the night where he was at. The next day, a group chat between Ruiz, Acosta, and Acosta's son was created. Acosta invited Ruiz to stay at his house, and plans were made to hang out with family. But the warrant states that didn't happen after Ruiz made it to Acosta's home.
There was an altercation or an argument of some sort, stabbed to death by someone we believe is a relation to the victim.
Now, Police Chief McManus did not get into what the argument might have been about. Deputies in Kimball County told San Antonio police that they spotted Ruiz in his vehicle a few hours after the deadly stabbing. Now, Ruiz has since been detained in Kimball County and formally charged with murder. We have reached out to Kimball County multiple times to try to get information, but have not received anything at this time.
So many of you reacting to this news online. Mockingbird saying, what a tragedy. May Mr. Acosta rest in peace. Condolences and prayers to his surviving loved ones. And then you have another one, Caesar V, writing in condolences to the family. Senseless tragedy. Then we have another person coming in saying that rest in peace to him. My family would always eat at Las Palapas after birthdays or gatherings. You can leave your comments online right now.
I knew this morning San Antonio police say a man is fighting for his life after a stabbing outside a hotel on the north side overnight. This happened just after midnight near Evans Road and Highway 281. Police say the victim, who was possibly homeless, was attacked during a fight and stumbled inside asking the front desk for help. Police say the suspect got away in an SUV and may have been staying at that hotel. Right now, officers are still working to track him down.
This morning, we've got a local group is vowing to continue their fight against ICE detentions. Last night, about 50 people packed a room on East Houston Street for a community event. San Antonio chapter of Party for Socialism and Liberation, or PSL, organized it. They want locals to work together and protect immigrants from being deported.
We've been out there every week watching ICE as they destroy families, tear them apart, without any due process, which is completely crazy.
Seeing all the increased immigration raids, seeing how the suffering from immigrant communities, from immigrant families, it's heartbreaking. It robs you of your sense of safety. It makes you realize that this is an issue that could affect myself as a citizen.
Some of the people at last night's event also rallied downtown outside Immigration Court yesterday. About 30 people were there. They specifically don't like what's being happening outside of the courthouse. Across the country recently, where undocumented immigrants show up to court, get their cases dismissed, and are then detained by ICE. Protesters call that, quote, unjust. Well, we asked ICE to comment on that and emailed us a statement saying in part, quote, U.S. immigration laws allow aliens to pursue relief from removal. However, once they have exhausted all due process and appeals, the aliens remain subject to a final order of removal from an immigration judge, and ICE must carry out that order.
Well, this morning, Bexar County has a confirmed measles case. That's according to the Texas Department of State Health Services. Officials with the agency are linking this case to the ongoing West Texas outbreak. In a statement sent to KSAT, Metro Health officials say that they were notified of an isolated case of measles in Bexar County on June 15th. They then reported the information to DSHS. So far, Bexar County officials have not released any specific details. Texas has seen more than 750 cases so far in 2025, with serious illnesses and even deaths reported among unvaccinated children. Health officials are urging everyone to watch for symptoms and get vaccinated to stop the spread.
All right, and some political news for you. The Texas Democrat Colin Allred announced that he's running for U.S. Senate, and this will be his second time throwing his hat in the ring after losing to Senator Ted Cruz last year. This time, he's going for Senator John Cornyn's seat, and he's not the only Democrat who wants it. We got Joaquin Castro, former gubernatorial candidate, and former Senate candidate Beto O'Rourke are said to be interested in the seat, too. On the Republican side, Attorney General Ken Paxton announced his candidacy for Senate back in April, and current Senator John Cornyn is going for a fifth term.
This morning, President Trump's sweeping domestic agenda bill is one step closer toward a full House vote. Overnight, the House Rules Committee voted 7-6 to advance the rule on the bill. 2 Republicans joined Democrats on the panel to oppose advancing the rule. The panel had spent nearly 12 hours deliberating the legislation. The entire House must now vote on the rule in order for the bill to come to the floor for a final vote. However, some Republicans have indicated that they could vote against the rule on the floor. If the House is able to adopt the rule, the next steps would be debate and then final passage. A Texas law aimed at cracking down on fraudulent paper tags for newly purchased vehicles is in effect. Now, if you buy a car from a licensed car dealer in Texas, you will get metal tags immediately instead of the temporary paper tag. The metal tags will be on both the front and back of the vehicle, so now you don't have to wait for the permanent plates. You'll only have to wait for the sticker.
All right, take a look right now at your screen. We got an explosion to talk about. A fireworks facility in California caught on camera. This happened last night west of Sacramento. You see it. Big, huge plume of smoke right there. Fire crews responded to the facility where a large plume of black smoke could be seen for miles. Several explosions were reported as the fireworks went off, and the fire also appeared to spark additional spot fires. No word yet on what led to that fire. Ooh, that's a massive explosion right there, ain't it, RJ?
Pretty crazy video out of the California area. And of course, as we get ready to celebrate 4th of July, I want to make sure that all of our folks are A-OK out there, especially if you're headed out to parts of Woodlawn Lake. We know we got the city celebration taking place there. So just want to be safe if you are about to step outside. Also want to be safe if you're about to hit the roads. It's 37 at Loop 410 on the southeast side of town, 37 at the Alamo Dome on the east side of town. We're going to be talking about the Alamo Dome coming up in just a little bit. ahead in a couple of minutes. Quick check of the construction going on here. This is going to be 10 right there at Hildebrand. So we did learn that throughout the entire month of July, we are going to have some repaving taking place here on the eastbound lanes of 10. That's going to be stretching all the way from parts of Hildebrand past West Avenue down to Poplar Street. So as we get closer to the downtown at the Y area, one more trouble spots here. Let's take you to the far west side of town, 151, 410, traffic looking good there. And now we're going to go to the far west side right there, 90 at 1604. A little bit of delays there due to some construction. And take you now to the northeast side. This is going to be Topper Wine. Still seeing a lot of backups here for our drivers making their way through 35 and 1604. All right, let's go to Alex right now in Drive Cam with a look at things on the ground.
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, the west side is free and clear now. 410 and 151, all construction has wrapped up and all lanes are back open on 151, RJ.
Okay, good news there for our drivers out in that parts of the city. Justin.
All right, outside with Live Cam, it is 78 degrees, 510 this morning. We're going to take a look at some of the rainfall totals from yesterday. Some pretty good numbers for some of us. And what does the radar look like this morning? We'll get you an update coming up.
And robots are rising at Amazon, and they are about to outnumber human workers. What that means for your deliveries and the future of jobs. Up next.
Ooh, okay, let's get it. Shakira, right there. I did. Okay. And she's bringing the heat to San Antonio this weekend. And downtown is expected to be packed. We'll show you where to park, what to avoid, and how to get that concert ready. Next.
We are back, and it is 5:14 now, and we are right here.
Yes.
And we want to say thank you. Through the KSAT Community Phone Bank, volunteers with South Texas Blood and Tissue Center scheduled a total of 195 appointments for people to donate blood.
So with the 4th of July holiday coming up, that need for blood donations is still in demand. And that's why South Texas Blood and Tissue is asking everyone to consider making an appointment. Blood demand tends to rise on weekends, and your donation can make a big difference. It only takes about an hour to donate, but that one donation can save up to 3 lives. You can schedule your appointment by calling or go online to southtexasblood.org. Okay.
Yes, we saw the great Roger Ruiz here yesterday as part of that phone bank. So thank you very much to them for stopping by. Well, we, of course, are days away from the Shakira concerts at the Alamo Dome. You see her right there. It will be this Saturday night after a surprise and last-second postponement a few weeks ago on June the 13th. So if you had a ticket to that show, you are still good to go for this weekend. But Alamo Dome officials want to remind everyone to plan ahead and arrive early, especially because it, of course, is a 4th of July weekend. So the show begins at 7:30 at night. Doors opening at 5:30. Parking will be limited at the Dome, and like the Post Malone concert, the cost to park there, not going to be cheap. It's going to be $60. Those parking spots are going to be in lots B and C, and they're going to open at 2 o'clock and be sold on a first-come, first-served basis. Credit card only, y'all. Now, suite holders will park in Lot C. So Via Park and Ride is available at 3 locations for this concert. That's going to be Crossroads, Brooks, and the Frostbank Center. $1.30 each way. Pretty good price. And that's going to start at 5:30 p.m. So let's go ahead and switch over to our traffic here as we give you kind of a map of exactly the locations that we're looking at here. So a couple different spots. One in the northwest side, that of course is the Crossroads Via Park and Ride. That's going to be over by Balcones Heights, the Wonderland Mall of Americas. Of course, we all know the Frostbank Center, home of our Spurs, and the southeast side representing there with Brooks, the Park and Ride taking place there in the 7900 block of South New Braunfels. So several different options if you're about to head out that way. And I don't think that they're going to postpone again, guys. I got a good feeling about this, that they're not going to do this again. This is actually the 3rd time that she's scheduled here or had to reschedule here in San Antonio. 281 Overlook Parkway, traffic is looking good there on the north side of town. And one more quick look here at the northeast side, and some pretty good backups for our drivers headed northbound on 35. No issues coming southbound, so that's good news as we get a lot of construction that is ramping up before 4th of July weekend. We were told earlier by TxDOT there will be no major closures over the weekend, so good news for our drivers, at least on that end. Let's go to Gomez right now for the very latest, my man on the ground, Alex Gomez. How are we looking out there?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Right now I am on the far northwest side right now. This is going to be 1604 northbound near Braun. And right now everything looks good. No crashes to report, and we got great driving conditions, dry roads as of right now. But if we do get a little bit of rain, I'll let you know what part of town it's at, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Alex. And let's go now to the president of the local Shakira fan club, Justin Horn.
I mean, yeah, I'm a fan. It's been a while since I feel like I've heard her on the radio. That's showing my age, radio, but you get my drift.
Justin has mastered the belly dance.
Ooh, no. That's a hard no. No, absolutely not. But yes, a lot of folks going to see Shakira, and I hope that it all goes well. If you are planning to be outside today, I'd say go ahead and grab the umbrella. We've got a couple showers out there this morning that we're watching in between Castroville and Honda. I'll go ahead and put this into motion for you. And everything's kind of drifting up to the north. There are some heavier downpours mixed in here. So just know that, but it'll be brief. It won't last very long. Here on San Antonio, we have not seen anything yet. And I think the radar is going to look a lot like yesterday, where you get the bulk of the action west of town, but we could certainly see some showers pop up, especially once we start to get some heating a little bit later this afternoon. Let's look at the bigger picture here, and there is some good rain coming in around Cotulla, Laredo. Just sort of an interesting pattern, if I'm being honest, to see this kind of rain in July, but we will absolutely take it. And rainfall totals yesterday were pretty good out west. Uvalde almost an inch. Crystal City 1.79 inches. That is a place that doesn't see that much rain in July typically. And not only that, it was sort of just a light rain from time to time. So really good stuff here. San Antonio did not pick up rain yesterday. But as I said, I think there's still an opportunity for us. This is 9 a.m. Some showers, maybe a few downpours showing up. Shows a couple of those maybe working through the city midday. You'll notice there's kind of a little bit of a swirl out to the west. There's a little area of low pressure that'll swing through, and I think that does give us some lift even as the afternoon wears on. So there will be chances, 40% in fact, here in San Antonio today. 78 right now if you're heading out the door. Southerly winds at 6, and the forecast for today, 20% chance of rain early, and then we start to ramp that up with some of the daytime heating. 30% chance early afternoon. It will go as high as a 40% chance later today. And look at the temperature. Because we have clouds, because we have that chance for rain, high temperatures will only be around 90, and you can't beat that. Here's the upper level pattern, and we've got still a good area of moisture. This is upper level moisture. And as long as we have deep moisture that continues to feed in, that will keep rain in place. Again, mainly San Antonio points west, as we have a high pressure just to our east that's keeping things dry around Houston and for part of our eastern counties. Now this deeper moisture starts to shift back to the west as we get into Independence Day, and that's why we brought rain chances down, which this could time out really well for all of our festivities that'll be going on. Just know that next couple of days, below average temperatures and 40% chance of rain. Weekend looks dry. We bring back some small rain chances by next week. All right, I was fishing down at the coast a couple weekends ago, and I started thinking, this is how I usually come up with my questions. What is the most common species of shark found along the Texas coast? Is it the great white shark, the bull shark, the tiger shark, or the Atlantic sharp-nosed shark?
Oh. Whoa.
Okay, you know the sharks be growling.
Okay.
Do they? I didn't know that.
I assume they do.
KSAT.com/poll, scan the QR code. For our fishermen out there, I know they know this answer, so you can go ahead and vote and let us know what you think.
All right.
I'm
Thank you,
not
Jeff.
a fisherman, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, 521, 78 degrees outside.
So we're talking about more robots than humans. Yeah, Amazon's workforce about to cross a major milestone. What it means for the future of shopping, coming up.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon could soon have more robots working in its warehouses than people. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the company has deployed more than 1 million robots so far, compared to its human workforce of roughly 1.5 million. Next, Threads users can now send direct messages. The new feature offers the basics, including one-on-one chats, use of emojis, and the ability to mute others. Threads is also rolling out a new feature called Highlighter to emphasize interesting conversations. And finally, after months of delays, Bloomberg is reporting that Apple is in talks with AI companies OpenAI and Anthropic to power Siri. Apple was initially set on powering the assistant with its internally developed artificial intelligence. Tech experts call the change a brain transplant. So this development should give Apple some serious peace of mind. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
All right, looking at 525 right now, 78 degrees outside.
Okay, a deadly motel shooting led to a police chase, a neighborhood standoff, and a murder charge. We're going to break down how it all unfolded and who is now in jail this morning.
And more than half of Texas construction workforce is made up of immigrants, but a San Antonio business owner says that red tape is holding everyone back. What he's asking lawmakers to fix and why it matters to your home and wallet. Next. And good morning, happy hump day. We're coming up on 5:30 as we speak.
Everybody good?
Yeah, doing all right.
You're rocking, man. Hey, I'm on tonight. You got me like thinking about Shakira constantly because I know there's a lot of facts that a lot of people need to know about.
There's a lot of folks thinking about that concert. As we said earlier, so she was supposed to perform at the Frost Bank Center back in November of 24. They pushed that concert to June, and now it's been pushed to this weekend. So third time's going to be the charm.
Okay, it's going to be a great show, I bet.
Yes.
Right, Justin?
I think so. I'm not going, but I think it will be.
But fortunately, people who got to stand outside in line, they don't probably have to worry about any showers,
Well, let's hope this time they just get right on indoors. There's no delay. But yes, you're right. You may have to take, well, I don't know. You can't, do you know, you probably can't take an umbrella with you. You're not allowed to. I don't know the rules on that.
I don't think so.
So don't quote me.
Clear bag policy, though.
You're right. But just know that you may have to dodge a shower, too. There are some showers Medina County this morning, and we're noticing there are some decent downpours there along Highway 90 between Hondo and Castroville. We've also got some showers out west in the hill country, but nothing here around San Antonio right now. That's not to say we couldn't see a few showers for the morning commute, but the bulk of the action continues to be to our west. Outside right now, dry roads, 78 degrees at the airport, 76 in New Braunfels. Bernie is at 73, 78 right now at Stinson. And our forecast today, 86 noontime, 89 at 2 o'clock. We'll start to see some downpours at this point. I think the radar does get a little more active once we get some heating, a lot like yesterday. And we actually bump rain chances up to 40% this afternoon with a high temperature right around 90. That's good stuff. And we'll have more chances coming up tomorrow before things dry out on Independence Day. We've got an update to that forecast for you here in just a couple minutes.
Artie, sir, thank you very much. This morning, a man is charged with murder after a deadly shooting on Monday at the Flex Studios Motel off 410 and Culebra Road. So it led to two other locations as San Antonio police chased down the people involved. And you can see kind of how it all played out here. Police picked up someone along Alamo Downs Parkway, and then 3 miles away, further down Culebra, a standoff took place at a home on Rita Avenue. 35-year-old Richard Cervera is in custody for the shooting and is now facing a murder charge. So police have not yet mentioned a possible motive for the shooting. They were called out a little before 10 Monday morning and found the 53-year-old man shot several times in the breezeway, and that's where he died. A woman staying at the motel who asked to stay anonymous told us aside from the victim, 2 women and 2 men were involved. She says she heard an argument and then the shooting.
I heard shuffling, so I'm thinking it's a rat or something in the room, so I'm getting up trying to look around, and then I went in the restroom to use the restroom, and then I hear more of like fighting and stuff, and I heard a woman yell. She started yelling, "Help me!" And then after they got outside of there, I just heard gunshots. We heard the woman, she was like, "Get his car, get his car." She was telling her to get his car and go.
Investigators say when they detained Cervera on Alamo Downs Parkway, he had blood on his clothes. They tracked other possible suspects to a house 3 miles down Culebra Road on Rita Avenue, where they found the victim's car and another possible suspect car. Several people came out after police surrounded the home, which led to a standoff. Now, police say that they questioned people at the house and then released them.
Okay, shot outside his home. We got new details this morning in a shooting over the weekend. We now know that the name of the man accused of shooting the victim twice, leaving him in the hospital. Police are looking for 23-year-old Felix Sebastian Beltran. Beltran is wanted for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The shooting happened Sunday morning around 1 on Delaware Street in the Denver Heights area. They said a 35-year-old man was outside with his family when Beltran showed up, shot him in the stomach, and then ran. When officers got there, they found the man lying in the street. He was taken to the hospital and fortunately is expected to be okay.
Well, this morning, the Las Palmas HEB is seeing a $15 million upgrade in renovations. Now, you may remember we visited Westwood Square in October of 2023 for episode 1 in our Know My Neighborhood series.
So that's when several community members told us that their local HEB was outdated. It's the one at the corner of Castroville and South Central or South General McMullen. People also told us that they found food past its best buy date, empty shelves, and old infrastructure.
Buy something from the HEB. We want to make sure when we take it home and feed our families that they're not going to get sick from the food.
Now, the Westwood Square community finally sees change on the horizon. State records show that the renovations are expected to begin on January 1st next year and finish by November.
Hey there, good morning, San Antonio. Well, in Texas, more than 51% of those who build our homes, businesses, and streets are immigrants. Take a look. This is data gathered by the construction trades, by the Associated General Contractors of America. But we want to give you a bigger picture. Not only Texas, but also California and up here in the Maryland area, they rely on immigrants for construction trades that more than anywhere else in the country. Now, the current route to legally work in the U.S. as an immigrant involves sponsorship by companies through visas. I did talk to a local business owner who says the process needs to be easier. And Thomas Friend, who runs Comfort Air Engineering and Primo Plumbing, says it's time for a change in federal law. He wants to make it easier for companies to bring in migrant workers with visas as needed, such as seasonal farm workers. Now, under EB3 visa, he is currently able to hire unskilled workers for his San Antonio-based companies, but he says it has not been easy.
There's limited on the number of people that can work for a company. There's some certain criteria, a lot of different types of paperwork.
He also says it's going to be a long road. As a leader with the National Board of the American Subcontractors Association, Friend has been lobbying in D.C. for change, and he wants it to be less costly and easier to understand how the visa process works. He says under a crisis like during the freeze, for example, in the state was able to make exceptions for industries, but he says it's really going to need a big push in federal law changes. Guys?
All right, Patty, thank you. Meanwhile, CBS's parent company, Paramount Global, and President Donald Trump have reached a $16 million settlement over a lawsuit alleging election interference. The legal dispute stems from last October's 60 Minutes interview with then Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris. President Trump claimed the segment was deliberately misedited on behalf of the Democratic campaign. Paramount says the settlement does not include a statement of apology or regret. The media company adds the $16 million will not go to the president directly. Instead, it will be allocated to his future presidential library.
All right, the jury in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial says that it has reached a verdict on 4 of 5 counts against the hip-hop mogul. The jury was stuck on the top charge, which was racketeering conspiracy. Tuesday's partial decision remains under wraps. Jurors are due to continue deliberating about the racketeering conspiracy charge later today.
Job openings in the U.S. are up for the second time in as many months. The nation's labor market had nearly 7.8 million open positions in May. That's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The June jobs report is scheduled to come out on Thursday.
All right, and you guys mentioned, obviously, we have got a lot of people that are going to be hitting the roads later on for the rest of the weekend, obviously for 4th of July weekend. So I was looking at the Stars and Stripes Parade. That one's going to be starting at Travis Park and headed over to Legacy Park. So that's going to be Friday morning. Already saw some of the displays in the downtown area. Things are looking really nice out there as we get set for the holiday weekend. Right now, traffic, 281 Hildebrand, traffic looking good there. Another shot there of our north side cameras. Yes, far north side of town. Good morning to all of our folks out there. 1604 Gold Canyon, no major issues. But 351604, I just saw Topperwine. It looked like we did have a pretty good backup right here for all of our folks that are just going past Topperwine right before we get to Live Oak and Universal City. So kind of been the norm that we've been seeing over the past couple of days or so with our traffic on the northeast side of town. We do have an accident being reported. This is going to be I-10 eastbound right here at FM 1516, a little bit past Foster Road. And that's That's going to be right before we get to 1604 and I-10 on the far east side of town. Okay, do we have Alex Gomez now in Drive Cam? Let's go to Alex. Thank you, producer Hardy, and see how things are looking on the roads. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. So there is a little bit of a hiccup on the northwest side, 1604 I-10 interchange. The I-10 eastbound exit is closed, so I missed that exit. I had to go all the way down to Bitters, take the U-turn, and I'm going to try exiting early. I exited Vance Jackson. Hopefully I can take the frontage road now and come down I-10. But again, I-10 eastbound exit is closed at 1604 on the northwest side, RJ.
Okay, good up to the minute information from Alex out there in Drive Cam. Justin.
I've done that exact route myself a few times. Just saying. All right, Live Cam. We've got some cloudy skies out there right now. We're going to watch the tropics because we've got another potential place where there could be some development in the coming days. We'll show you where and what it means for us coming up.
Well, SpongeBob square stamps are coming out this summer. We're going to show you how to get your hands on the limited edition set straight from Bikini Bottom.
Well, most of the city has been pretty smooth so far. However, there is a little bit of a hiccup on the northwest side. After the break, I'll let you know what I just saw.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaffney Gray.
Are you ready, kids? Aye, Captain. I can hear you.
Thank you very much. And there's a reason that she did that. The U.S. Postal Service is bringing a little Bikini Bottom to your mailbox. There they are. A limited edition set of SpongeBob SquarePants Forever stamps is coming out this summer. The stamps feature SpongeBob himself, plus appearances by other Bikini Bottom characters like Patrick, Squidward, Sandy Cheeks, Mr. Krabs, and Gary the Snail. They're part of the Postal Service's summer collectibles lineup. You can snag the stamps at post offices nationwide or in the USPS online store starting August 1st. The long-running series debuted in 1999. The show's 16th season began airing last month.
See, I'm a big SpongeBob fan, so I apologize to anybody out there who I annoyed in that moment. It was in the script. Okay, here we go. If you bought a video game from GameStop in the last 5 years, you need to listen up because you may be entitled to a cash payment or credit in the settlement of a recent lawsuit. The electronics and game store giant has agreed to pay $4.5 million in a suit alleging customers' personal information was shared without consent. The suit claims sensitive information was shared to Facebook through Meta Pixel. And if the customers had a public Facebook profile at the time of the purchase from the GameStop's website, they could be entitled to compensation. Eligible customers can choose between a payment up to $5 or a voucher worth up to $10. See, come on, man.
But I paid $60 for the game. All right, you can expect to see even more commercials before the movies at AMC theaters nationwide. AMC Entertainment will run ads in the Platinum spot immediately ahead of a movie's start. AMC says the pre-show material, which includes trailers and other promotions, can last up to 30 minutes. The theater chain hopes this will be a boost for its bottom line.
You know, I feel like they already been doing that. Anytime you need to go see a movie, you literally get there like maybe an hour beforehand and it's at least 30 minutes. You know, like if you're late, let's just say if you're late to the movie, you're going to be on time because they have like commercials out the frame.
Unpopular opinion though, I enjoy the previews.
I mean, the previews are good, but sometimes they get real like, come get your, medication. It's just like, why do I need to see this in a movie?
And Maria Menounos is doing trivia.
Right. I don't know. Previews are pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Shout out to City Based Cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Margaritas there.
Yeah, SpongeBob all the way, man. So I tell you what, on the roadways, my mom and dad are currently on their way here from Arkansas.
Right now.
Yes, and I am getting concerned because you guys keep saying that this hiccup, I'm directionally challenged. So where is this going to be at? So I need to let them know.
I don't think they're going to be running into what Alex is seeing out there, Jeff, based on what I know about traveling in from Arkansas, which is not very much, but I will say I don't think they're going to be running into whatever situation we got going on out there. But they may run into a few things on the east side of town as we give you a look here, 1604 at Emerald Forest right there for our drivers on the north side of town. So this is a spot that Alex is kind of focusing on the northwest side of town. So Jeff, hopefully your parents make it back to you safe and sound. We want to make sure we get Mama and Papa Gray in the San Antonio area safe, but we're checking with Alex in just a little bit here. We do have an incident over here on I-10 that's going to be eastbound at FM 1516 right before we get to 1604. It looks like actually they may have cleared cleared that out. So good news there for our drivers on the far east side of town. A quick check of our inbound drive times. Everything's looking pretty good. Green across your screen right here in the San Antonio area. 25 minutes coming in from Kendall County. 19 minutes for all my folks coming in down to 81 up there in Bulverde. So let's check in with Alex and see exactly what he was talking about on the northwest side of town. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. So most of the city's looking pretty good, such as this area. This is I-10 eastbound at Hildebrand, but further up northwest, that interchange right there at 1604 and I-10, that I-10 eastbound exit is closed right now due to construction. So if you don't exit early, like I did, you have to keep on going, and then you have to make the U-turn at your earliest convenience. So I have to go all the way down to Military Highway, make that U-turn, then you have to come back to I-10, exit early, and stay on that frontage road, because the frontage road's the only thing that's open, because if you're on the main lanes, again, the exit to I-10 eastbound coming down is closed because of construction this morning, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much. So yes, that's going to be out there close to the 1604 North expansion project. Let's go to Justin now with a check of the weather and the local president of the SpongeBob fan club.
Justin is the president of every club.
I don't think these are true, but listen, I was a little old for SpongeBob, but I'm learning a lot about SpongeBob from Daphne, because I'm just going to let everyone know. I'm going to share all your secrets. She had a SpongeBob birthday party. She did.
I was turning 14, I think.
I couldn't even tell you what goes on in SpongeBob. But anyway, we've got showers and some downpours here across the western part of our viewing area. You see all the cloud cover. So this is going to help us in a big way today. It did yesterday. We didn't get above 89 yesterday, which is pretty incredible for July. But we've got a good flow of tropical moisture. There's a little bit of a spin right here, too. So there's a little low that'll spin through, and that should throw some showers in the direction of San Antonio a little bit later today. It's not doing so yet. Most of the activity is still west of San Antonio, but I think that we'll get some of this perhaps later today once we get some of the heating. I'll put this into motion for you. And we still do have a couple showers here around Medina County. These are kind of funneling up through northern Medina County. And if you're watching us from Brackenville or Del Rio, you're going to get another round of light showers. And as I was saying, those farmers up and down Highway 90 got to be loving this. This is just good, healthy rain that we continue to see. So let's look at the Futurecast here. And this is just one computer model. These are not perfect. They're not going to pinpoint exactly where we're going to get rain, but it gets the idea across that some of that energy will spiral across the area today with some showers maybe around midday in San Antonio. And then as we get some of that lift and some heating, we should see a few more showers develop by the late afternoon and evening hours, with the idea in mind that the best chance of rain is going to be west of I-35. So our forecast, 20% chance this morning, 30% chance during the early afternoon, and we'll bring that up to a 40% chance late afternoon and evening hours with a high temperature right around 90 or so. Very quickly, I wanted to touch on this. We've had 3 100-degree days this year, all of them in May. June, July, so far in July, nothing, which this just goes to show you. Remember in May, we had a lot of people asking, well, hold on, we're getting triple-digit days already. It's going to be a horrible summer, isn't it? Not necessarily. There's not really a correlation there. And if you look across the country, we've had 3 100-degree days. New York's had 2. Philadelphia's had 1. I don't know why people want to live in Phoenix, but 42.
It's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. 23 in Vegas. No, Phoenix is a beautiful spot, but very hot. And my point in showing that is that, again, just because you see a hot spring, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to see a really hot summer. And very quickly, for our friends in Florida, there is a 40% chance of development. Hurricane Center's keeping an eye on that. It would be just off the coast of the Carolinas there. So Carolinas and Florida needs to keep an eye out for that. 20% chance of some showers Independence Day, although I think it dries out, and a warm weekend lies ahead. Very quickly, our Just Ask Justin, we got to speed through this. What is the most common species of shark found along the Texas coast? We've already got some votes in. Great white bull shark, tiger shark, Atlantic sharpnose. That's winning right now. You can vote KSAT.com/poll or scan the QR code.
All right, 5:52, 78 degrees outside.
Are you planning to grill this 4th of July? Your grocery bill might sizzle more than the burgers. We're going to break down what's up, what's down, and how to feed the crowd without burning your budget. And as you fire up the grill for 4th of July, expect to pay a little bit more. Hosting a barbecue for 10 people will run up to about $130, which is up over 2% from last year.
Now, beef prices jumped more than 7%, while eggs, often used in the potato salad, up a whopping 40%. Now, chicken, check this out. This is the only one that's remaining the most budget-friendly protein. Produce prices actually down also thanks to the strong California crops. And then let's talk about the drinks. Whether it is the soda or the wine, you can expect about a 2% increase. But we got some good news for you. Most of what you'll eat is made in the USA.
All right, and a reminder, fireworks are still not allowed in the city of San Antonio. I know that will not stop some of you, but only some of them are allowed in Bexar County.
Okay, make sure to have a water source nearby, and there should be a responsible adult in charge of the fireworks, and hopefully that adult is not intoxicated.
Yes.
Okay, don't point or shoot fireworks off in the direction of other people, and you need to make sure that you're not in a dry area or near a lot of structures.
Do your thing, just be safe.
Right.
Don't end up on the news, as we like to say.
Exactly.
All right, they are a summer favorite for kids, but just how clean is the water at San Antonio splash pads? So we had all 7 of the spots tested. We're going to tell you what labs uncovered, and it might actually surprise you up next at 6.